Hi everyone. Today's topic is about job changes. Whether you were recently laid off, or a cut in salary, cut in hours, or working from home, everybody seems right now to have a new job change. It's very unfortunate for those who have lost their job. I know for me, I have lost income from a job. It's not my main job, but it's definitely disappointing, and I was angry. I think we need to allow ourselves to be angry or sad, but honestly, everybody deals with job loss and changes differently. For me, I know that I had to, have a good cry, get frustrated, talk about it, scream and yell, and then start doing some different actions. I know that many of us closely identify ourselves with our job. It's what we do for a living. It's our purpose. Any kind of change in that purpose and that kind of job can invoke some really powerful feelings of, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough for the company. I'm not considered essential enough. And these feelings can really lead to feeling guilt, shame, remorse about trying to keep a job, but then not being able to. You have to deal with the emotional aspects first. You have to allow yourself to grieve. It's almost like a grieving process. But as long as you know that this is going to be temporary and that eventually it's going to go back to the norm, and that we are resilient, and that we trust that this is happening for a reason to keep us safe. Once you deal with those emotional aspects, you have to keep going forward. You have to choose to have it happen and try to avoid the if-only statements. Have yourself a good cry, rant to your friends and family, and then when you can put your emotional issues aside while you address the practical ones, you have to now start determining how long your financial resources are going to last you and sustain you. You must begin to start planning your future. If unemployment is an option and collecting unemployment, do it online. Are there any side jobs that you can do? Networking to see if anyone else is hiring? Friends or families that can support you? Don't forget that there are local food pantries and resources, possibly through a church and through the community, that can help you sustain if needed. And take the time to make these changes. Is there an industry you want to work on, at this time? Maybe it's time to look into something different. Those are all questions that I know run into my head when I start feeling trapped in employment. Take the time to make some changes. Maybe you have lots to sell on eBay and Facebook Marketplace. Now is the time to list those things. Remember again, this is temporary. If you do have anything like utility shutoffs, don't worry. The electric companies and the gas and the water companies, the trash services, they're not going to shut off your utilities. As far as I know, here in Michigan, I can't say that it's across the nation, but I hope it is. Credit cards, if you have issues with auto insurance, regular insurance, home mortgage, credit cards, auto, payments, anything that you make on a routine basis, student loans even, contact those agencies. Tell them about the difficulties in making payments, Hopefully they will work with you. I know student loans right now are working with us. Home mortgages right now are working with us. But then again, we have to plan for when all of these are due, maybe in 3 months or so. So, check into the resources that you can. Resiliency. Resiliency is so important in times of trouble. It kind of reminds me of being resilient. To me means that I can cope with anything. I will get through this. I will survive. To be resilient means it's okay to have one foot and still grieving and still frustrated and sad about the issues that are at hand, but the other part needs to start making change It needs to adapt. It needs to overcome. You know, make sure you discover something of value in this experience. What are you learning from it? I know for me, I'm learning to adapt. I'm learning to, go with the flow. I'm learning to, rely upon every other email. I'm not watching the news and the news alerts and the counts of how many people. I'm trying to really sit in place like I'm supposed to be, according to Michigan and the stay put ban. It's hard. It's hard to see my kids struggle without that consistency, without the change of going to school every day. They really enjoy that time together with their teachers and with the kids at school, the routine at school. And right now they can't have that. It is very frustrating to watch that. And so for me, I'm still trying to keep as much norm and structure into their lives as they're sitting here screaming and arguing with each other every day. Also, make your job a job about finding income and resources. Make your job finding income and resources to survive. With that, thank you again for watching. Please like and subscribe to channels for future videos. Take care.